glad those dishes are done. I have the evening to myself, so I'm going to go relax and enjoy a Christmas movie.
Hey, honey. The guys told the guys I was going to bring something good tonight for game night. Can you whip up a batch of cookies?
I got it! The easiest cookie recipe you'll ever use. If you'd like to see me make these cookies, stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, I don't know if you've ever made cookies out of a cake mix, but they are super easy to do and they're delicious. You can use a combination of many different cake mix flavors, things that you put in them. Tonight, I want to make them festive for Christmas, so I'm using red velvet cake mix, which I have a hard time finding throughout the year. I can only find it around Christmas time. So I'm using 1 box of red velvet cake mix, but you can use any flavor you like. And to the cake mix, I'm going to add 1.5 sticks of melted butter, which I've already melted, and 2 large eggs that I've already cracked and beaten. And to the dough, I'm going to add the white morsels. This makes them look really Christmassy and really festive, but you can use any type of fill-in you want. I've used yellow cake mix with chocolate chips. I've done a variety of things with chocolate cake mix. You can put chocolate chips in there and have chocolate chips. You can put vanilla in there and have chocolate vanilla. And it's really good if you put peanut butter chips in chocolate cake mix. That is delicious. You can add nuts if you want to. I'm not going to add nuts tonight because those guys are pretty nutty anyway. So let's get started making this. It's super easy. I've preheated my oven to 350. And I'm going to take a cookie sheet and line it with parchment paper. You don't have to put parchment paper on there. You can spray it with some cooking spray. But for easy cleanup, I recommend using the parchment paper. So you're just going to cover your cookie sheet with that. Because we like easy cleanup. So you're going to take your cake mix. You're going to cut that open. And just basically you're dumping stuff in and stirring. So I'm putting my cake mix in here. I'm going to put my melted butter. And you can use 1/2 cup of vegetable oil if you would like. The butter is just going to give it a nice, rich flavor. So let me get all that butter in there. And I do recommend that you melt it. Not just soften it, but melt it for easy mixing. And then I'm going to take my well-beaten eggs. Now, when you mix this up, if you find it's not moist enough, you can add just a little milk to it. But you don't want it like a cake mixture, cake batter. These are going to be cookies. So just to stir this up, get it well incorporated, and that pretty red is coming out right now. I think once we get this mixed in, we don't need to add any more milk or water or anything. But if you feel the need, go right ahead. If you use a spatula, you can, scrape up the sides and get it well incorporated. So you don't want any dry cake mix showing in this batter. And this is a very forgiving recipe. You really can't do this wrong unless you burn the cookies. So we're not going to do that. We're going to keep an eye out on it. Okay, that is well incorporated. It's going to look something like that. These are not going to be rolled out or anything like that. We're going to drop them. So for my red cake cookies, I'm adding the vanilla chips. But you could add whatever you like. Like I said, you could add some nuts. You could do nuts and chips. I'm not doing the nuts tonight, but you can do that. I'm not going to measure these out. I probably will not use the whole bag. So I'm just going to put a little bit in at a time and fold those in. Make sure they're distributed throughout the cookie dough. I think I want to add just a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to need a lot more. So I would say I'll probably use about half of a bag. And this is it's the regular large size bag. I don't know how many ounces, I don't see it on here. But it's the regular size bag of chips. You can use any brand, doesn't matter. A lot of this stuff is on sale during the holiday season. So I think that's good. I think that has enough chips in it. What do you think? So, what we're going to do is we're going to take our little cookie scoop here. Let me get that off the spatula because we want as much as we can. And I'm going to drop them on my parchment lined cookie sheet. I have a double walled cookie sheet, so it has a pocket of air, and that keeps them from burning. You want to do these 1 to 2 inches apart because they will spread. If they do touch, you can break them apart. Not a big deal. If you want to keep them rounded and good, do that. But as I was saying, these cookie sheets have a air pocket between the bottom and the top layer, which is a good way to keep them from burning. If you don't have one of these, if you have a pan that has sides, what you can do is turn that pan upside down and line the bottom of the pan with parchment paper or spray it with cooking spray and put your cookies on the bottom. That way when you put them in the oven, you have that little pocket of air underneath, and it helps protect the cookies from burning. A lot of times you'll have cookies, they're perfectly well done on the inside, but the bottoms are extra browned. So to avoid that, if you can get a cookie sheet that has the air pocket, and if you don't have one, put it on your pan upside down. And that should help out a lot. Just make sure you get some chips in every one. And this makes about a dozen and a half. So this is enough for my husband to take to his game night. So I'm going to finish filling up this pan. So stay tuned. Okay, we've got our cookie sheet covered with drops of cookies. I do have some dough left. I may get a smaller pan and put them on later and bake them. But right now I'm going to pop these in my preheated 350 oven between 8 to 12 minutes. So you can check it. You just want them golden brown and just slightly firm. So let me get things in the oven and then we'll be back. Welcome back. So I had my cookies baking in the oven for 12 minutes. And then I left them on the cookie sheet for another 5 minutes. Now I'm going to let them cool completely on this wire rack before I close them up in a tin. If you make this recipe and you think they are delicious, or if you don't think they're delicious, I want to know either way. So please comment below. And there are different variations of this recipe. It usually calls for half a cup of oil, cooking oil. But as you saw, I used a stick and a half of melted butter. And let me tell you, it really makes a difference. These cookies are very rich and flavorful, and they're so delicious. So I would recommend using the butter, but if you don't have butter, you can use cooking oil. So comment below if you've ever made these cookies, if you plan on making these cookies, and let me know what you think. So in the meantime, if you do like this recipe and you like these videos, if you would please give me a thumbs up and share this video. And if you want to see more videos like this, if you would please subscribe and hit the little bell icon if you want to be notified when I make a new video. So I'm going to put out some videos for the whole week before Christmas, but after that I plan to do at least 2 videos a week. So I would like you to know that when they pop up so that you can view them. And so right now, until the next video, God bless you, and I will see you later. Bye now.